have your towel or plate or whatever that'll allow you to slide along the ground, or actual gliders. You have them handy, and we'll start with those shoulder rolls. When you get to the top, give it a good squeeze and drop it back and down. This time, give it a good squeeze, nod your head yes, but don't tuck the chin, so we're not here. Just gently press back with your head as if there's a bunny behind you and you don't want to squish your bunny. Then with those arms in that figure, 90 degrees, give those shoulders a little press back, just very gently, both those things happen. And then bring that down, big deep breath in, same thing, pause, squeeze the head of the humerus back, elbows back, head nods yes, very gently pressing back. And one more time, inhale, open, squeeze it back, and we'll step touch. In a moment, we're going to take 2 steps left and 4, 3, 2, here we go. We're going to stay here this time, just a little side step. And then we're going to roll those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to go to that same figure, 90, cactus arms, I guess. There we go. And then flip it so you're right here, but thumbs come up, and squeeze as you tap. Squeeze, tap, squeeze, tap. Head stays in line. And then add a knee lift as you squeeze. And then flip those arms up again, and now you're going to come up and pull down as your knees come up. The lat pull action. And then we're going to flip those arms so they come up and over, knee comes across, staying tall in your spine, bringing the knee up to you, not you down to the knee. And in a moment, we'll stay on the left and double time in 4, 3, 2, here you go. Just 2 more. Good, and we're step touching again. And then in a moment, we'll go 2 to the right. In 4, 3, 2 to the right. Stay here this time. Hands on your hip for just a second. Notice if those shoulders roll forward, roll them up, back, and down. Toe taps in front, arms up, head of the humerus back. Aha. Flip it, and then thumbs up and squeeze back as you knee lift. And then bring that into more of a lat pull. And then up and over we go. Legs come across. And then stay on that. No, we'll, sorry. Count it down to stay on the right and double down in 4, 3, 2, here we go. You guys were with me anyway, sorry. Last one. Oh, step touch. Keep those toes a little wide, so it's just a step tap with the toe. Little bicep curl. Use your isometric contraction to get a good bicep. We don't get to do a ton of upper body work always with this class today. Good. Just keep that going. Flip those palms the other way and give me a tricep press. We will get a little tricep action. All right, and then we will settle in the middle, pull your abs in, slide down imaginary wall. Hands on your thighs, tuck just the hips, extend just the hips, tuck and tip, tuck and tip, really warm up that lower body. And then add that mid back. And then add that full back, cat and cow. And then we'll stay here. We're gonna do that little rolling motion where we roll into a cow to the left and cat to the left. Or whatever. And whichever you're doing, reverse it. Beautiful. Then we're gonna drop the right shoulder in, look up over the left. Try and get the right shoulder out of your ears. You press that leg open, really rotate into it. Back through center, other way. Try and get that left shoulder out of your ear. Beautiful. Abs in, big deep breath in. All right. So just to start with, as promised, we'll get a little tricep right off the bat. Hands on that chair, palms facing each other. Walk it back, and then bring it forward into a high plank position. Shoulders right over your hands. Bend and press. Try and move as a unit, even if it's a really small range of motion. Beautiful. Press it back, walk it out, bend those knees. Keep your right elbow, or excuse me, left elbow in the chair, swing that right arm. And then bend that left knee, open up to the right. Bring it around, swing it up into the chair. Bend that right knee, left arm lifts. Bring it around, swing it. And then give me a little cow up. Bring those hands down, crisscross one hand over the other. Open it up, crisscross the other hand. All right. Just a little warm up to prepare us. You may or may not need your chair. Right foot is stable, left foot is on that little slidey thing as we bend forward. Arms, whatever you want. All this happens because you're bending and straightening through that right leg. Good, 2 more. Very nice. Same thing to the side. We reach out and slide in, reach out and slide in. Keep that going for me. All right, and then we're going to slide it to the back. So that right leg is a little ahead, left leg is nice and straight, and we reach back. Maybe at this point you lift one arm or two to get a little extra action there as you sit into that right leg. Last one here, and bring that up. Let's do the other side. Weight on your left leg, abs in, grow tall through your spine, bend it and stretch it out. Beautiful, and to the side we go. Keep going. I am counting. All right, and now we head to the back. So that back leg is nice and straight. Left knee bends. Arms can reach one arm or two. And bring that up. Quick little stretch, left over right. Hips to the right, arms to the left. And then we'll go the other way. Right over left. Hips go left, arms go right. And up and over we go. All right. First round, a little more intensity. Depending on your height, you might have the back of the chair, you might have the front of the chair. Left foot is forward, right foot is on your sliding thing. And you're going to challenge yourself to lunge back to the point where you can get that right thigh parallel to the ground and then drag that left foot in. Try to come in tall, not leaning forward. And you're going straight back right now. Now, all you're going to do is vary this the tiniest bit as your right leg goes back. It also goes off to the right. You may want to turn both toes out a wee bit. Don't run into your cat snap. And again, I was sticking my booty out, but you're going to try your best to not let that happen. One more in this direction. Beautiful. And then we come back to that first one just for 4. Last 2. One more. And then we're actually going to stretch it back one more time, sit into it, take that back knee, bend it and stretch it, bend it, reach, reach. Oh, and bring that up. Your left leg should be challenged. So using your chair, cross that left over right, send that tailbone out, get a really long flat back so you really feel that, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then tucking around the lower body, and then send it out again. Think about flipping that tail up, and then tuck it under, and one more time, stick that out, cross the left over the right, up and over you go, one more time, and back to center, because we get to do the other side. So this time your left foot is on the slippy-slidey and your right foot is ahead. Your challenge is to try to get that right quad parallel to the ground without the knee coming too far forward. It might come a tad forward. Last one here. We come up, we're going to spin it out on that angle this time. Again, if you'd like, you can turn your toes on those angles. And then we go back to that first position, legs straight back. Just 4 of these. Good, and when we stretch it back, we stay as low as we can, bend in and stretch back. Woo, bring that up. Woo, left or right ankle across the left. Use that chair to help you flip that tailbone up as much as possible and then tuck it under and flip it up. and tuck it under, flip it up, right over left. Oh, arms the opposite way. And then we'll leave that slippy slidey for a moment. I'm going to come back into a seated position in the chair. And we're going to start with some dips. Actually, we're going to do a quick stretch before that. So left over right, sit tall. Think about pressing your hips back, your chest up, and then try and put weight like a triangle. Heel of your foot and into the ball of the foot, toes are free, right? And then notice if you're all cocky jawed, can you flatten that left leg a little bit and lift that right ankle a wee bit without your body squirming. And then if you want, you can hinge forward. And then we're gonna let that leg go over. You can grab the back of the chair. This is meant to be a stretch at first, not a twist, so I'm not gonna roll off that left hip. I'm gonna press open and grow tall. You can keep pushing that leg away to get that long stretch, and then you can rotate your head if you want. Back to center. Left foot on the ground. Again, I'm gonna try and put the ball of the foot, little triangle, lengthened out triangle to my heel, right leg goes across. Sitting nice and tall, extend through the spine, maybe press that knee down and the ankle up. If you want a little more, hinge forward with a tall spine. And then cross that leg over. And again, we're not gonna just roll off that hip. Push that right hip down and then rotate into it, but keep dragging that knee across and keep pushing the hip down. Knee, hip, both at the same time, and stay tall in your spine. And then you can rotate to look over if you'd like. Beautiful, shake that all out. Now we get to do our dips. So hands on the side of your chair. If your slippy slidey is handy, go ahead and grab it. Not initially, but have it close by. And then we'll just slip those hips off the front of the chair and just start your dips. And if you wanted to, you could try putting one foot on it and extend the foot out as you come down. And then you would switch it to the other foot. But don't lose the dip. And then big challenge, if you wanted, you could put both feet on it. You got to promise yourself that nothing bad's going to happen to your dip. You get a little hamstring love there too. Oh. And relax. Woo, take that left hand, tap your left shoulder, bring it up and back. Center of the back, and then over to the right. Right hand to the right, center, and left. Leave that hand there. Take your opposite hand, cross it, and reach for the opposite shoulder blade. Notice if you've caved, lift up. Don't care if your ribs pop this time. Extend. Open the arms. Switch which hand was on top. Again, lift and extend. Pull those elbows together rather than way out here. Woo! Shake all that out. All right. Back to some more lower body love here. So you want your chair again. And left foot is your standing leg, right leg is on. We're going to do what we did at the beginning. We're going to lunge out to the side. But once again, we're going to try to go far enough that that left thigh gets parallel to the ground. And you'll want to turn those left toes out a bit and drag in. Now, I have a tendency to want to drag myself in, like hip goes out. So see if you can square your hip underneath you, right? So reach out and come up. Try and keep those hips under you, not swaying off to the side. You can readjust where your chair is. And bring that up. We're going to do that on the other side. So play with it at first and see what you're going to need to do. Again, I started hinging forward, so do your best to stay tall. Don't sacrifice that for distance. And bring that up. All right, we get to sit back in that chair for a second. All right. We're gonna keep the right knee bent for now. Left leg is out, and we're gonna roll the heel on top of that. And we're gonna sit tall. You might even hinge forward just a little bit. All we're gonna do is drag by bending that knee and drag it back. But I want you to push down so you do feel your hamstring as you pull back. Otherwise, we'll have to do this a meaner way. Hopefully you feel it. Good. All right, one more here. And then we'll transfer it to your right heel. Again, you want to stretch that leg out with just the heel on it and then drag in. But again, I can be like la-di-da. Whoops, see? If you la-di-da, you lose it. So press down with the heel. That means you guys have to do more. Maybe. Just 2 more. And yep, you know what's coming. You're still sitting tall, so you're gonna have a tendency to slouch back. So do your best to sit tall, drag both heels and forward. Drag them in. You really have to be on the heels and press them into the ground. Polishing your floor. Good, just a couple more. And pull this halfway back and give me an in, out, in, out, in, out. Now you can play with, do you want it way out here, in, out? Do you want it really tucked close, in, out? You play with where you want it. We're almost done. And relax. Ooh, all right, we're gonna take that left leg nice and straight, sitting tall, just a gentle hinge here, tailbone back. Maybe rotate through that ankle, roll that foot in and out to vary the angle on that hamstring stretch. And that knee could be bent. And then that left knee comes in, right leg straight or slightly bent. Beautiful hinge, rotating or circling. Ooh, sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to come on up, standing position. All right, I asked you guys to have your mats folded so you can use them for this first exercise. So your elbows are going to be on that, and your little slippy-slidey thing. Actually, let's go high plank to start with. Let's be nice. All right, that's under my left foot, right? And what am I thinking here? Sorry, I'm wrong. It's under both feet. There we go. And we're going to pike it up and pike it back. Now, as you go along, if you have wrist issues, you can try it up on your fists. It's a little more challenging in this position. And then if you want the final challenge, you of course come down to your forearms and pike and plank. As you pike, think about dropping your head, looking towards your abs rather than just lifting your hips. Your hips will go up. 2 more, whichever you're doing. And then, whoo, you still have that fold. We're just going to take a little break by lying over that fold. Hopefully it's kind of in the arch of your spine, giving you a little support here. And then scoot a little bit so that the hips are on it. So now you have a pelvic tilt. Just for a moment, just a little relaxation. Stretch that right leg out. You might feel, because it's lift off the mat, that you get a little hip flexor stretch there. And then the left knee is going to come in. And then left leg goes out, right knee comes in. And then we will flip over onto our side and come up. We're going to do the side plank. We've played with this one before. So elbow is on the cushiony mat. Protect that shoulder, push it back, lift up out of it, engage those lats. So let's start with the top leg in front on the slippy-slidey. Come into your side plank. And then pike it up by moving that leg a little bit. It won't move much, don't worry about it. Come down, flip it to your bottom leg, top leg in front. Try it here. And then final option, you probably want to go staggered. You can try both feet on it. Don't pike it up so much that you feel tension in your shoulder. And even if it's this tiny move, that's fine. As you come down, stay with that side, whichever side that was, the down side. You're going to put the opposite arm down, reach up, lift up out of your hip. If that hip lifts up, push it back down, lift up, push back down, and then do both at the same time. Side stretch. And then bring that down, and we need to do the other side, of course. So move on to your other elbow, protected initially. So I showed you all three options. If you liked one of them best, you can go right into that. I'm going to show them again. Top leg in front, bottom leg behind, shoulder back, lift up out of it, space between your ears and shoulders, option to pike and pike. Second option was bottom leg, a little behind you. And then final option, I mean, you can try stacking your feet, but it's much harder. Top leg crisscrosses at the ankle, pike plank. Again, make it small enough you don't feel it in your shoulder. And relax. Crisscross, seated applesauce. Ooh, the side you just worked is the one that comes up and over, and then the hip presses down, the arm reaches, the hip presses, and then both at the same time. All right, we're going to keep that mat a little bit folded. It doesn't have to be a big bump at this point. Maybe just fold it in half so that your body can be on the mat, but your feet are off the mat. Come onto that mat, lie it down, take a breath, and then we'll put our feet, we're going to start with just the feet on it, right? Find a comfortable bridge position or bridge feet, ribs down, abs in, hands by your side, lift up in your bridge, and then we're going to just lift that left leg up a little bit and see if you can roll that right toe in the air and do a tiny, tiny hamstring curl. Left leg can be way up if you want. Try not to lift up and down with the hip. That's going to be your challenge. And bring that down. That's not easy. Let's just go right into it. Left heel on that right leg lifted here or here. And again, small curl. And relax. Woo! Keep that left knee bent. Hug that right knee in, please. Flex that foot to the sky. Pull those toes back. Feel that beautiful hamstring stretch here. And then right foot down, left knee comes in gently. When you're ready, flex it up, pull those toes back. And relax. You're going to roll over onto your side. We're going to come up in that seated position, right on top of your mat. And one of the slippy-slidey off to one side. Knees are bent, and you really want to be tall on those sit bones. We're not going to make this a rounding curl. We're going to be nice and tall. And then one arm is going to sort of draw an arc, right? Now you can be more aggressive, but make sure you don't curl and hinge back and reach. If you want, that opposite arm can go up. That helps keep you lifted out of your spine and gives a little extra resistance. Last time, and bring it up. Oh, same thing, other side. And sit it up. You can bring your slippy slidey off to the side, and if you'd like, go ahead and unfold your mat. And we'll find our way to a lying down position. And once again, we're gonna take those knees in, give them a quick little break side to side. Maybe pull one knee at a time, really massage that low back. Slippy slidey day, I think that's the new name of it. Can sometimes be a little challenging to the back. And then let's bring both knees in, separate shoulders. Beautiful, feet on the ground, arms are just going to reach overhead for just a moment. Deep breath in, and then exhale with those arms overhead, if that's okay in your wheelhouse. Pull the ribs down, bring the arms to cradle your ears, and lift up with that long lever. Inhale at the top, and exhale down, inhaling, exhaling to lift. Now, if that was too big of a jump, you exhale to lift, then you inhale, reach, and you exhale down. Totally up to you. And if it's just too much on the neck, you exhale, pull the abs in, pull the ribs in, inhale, reach the arms overhead, hold there for a moment, exhale, bring it down, inhale, exhale to lift, inhale to reach, exhale down, inhale, prepare, exhale, whether it's your whole torso or not, reaching, and exhale down, prepare with an inhale, exhale, lift or not, inhale, reach, hold, exhale back, and then one more time, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, 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 hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, put those knees in, and then stack them tabletop. We're gonna add that same thing with the arms, we're just gonna add the legs. And again, head can be down, don't have to lift it. If you do that, think about keeping that upper torso on the ground. Two more. On this one, you're gonna hold, you're gonna pull those abs in and those ribs in, arms are gonna come right above you. You're gonna push the shoulder blades into the ground so you get contact there. Nod the head yes. Gently tell your bunny you're there, but don't hurt it, and then do that again. And then do that again. And one more time, do that again. And hug your knees in. Little rock side to side. We're going to roll over onto one side and use that to roll over all the way onto your abs. Put your slippy slidey out in front of you, please. And as always, when we're in a prone position, toes are going to be pointed. Toenails on the ground. Kneecaps are lifted, so our quads are engaged. And then we're going to take our hands out on that slippy slidey. Forehead in line with the mat, pull your belly button in, deep breath in, exhale, slide it back, using those shoulder blades. Hold at the top on an inhale, exhale, come down, inhale, prepare, keep those kneecaps lifted, belly button in, exhale, slide the shoulder blades down your spine. Now your upper body is going to lift just a little bit. We're not taking this into the low back at this point. So my ribs are staying on the ground. Really want to see if you can find that space between your shoulder blades to initiate the movement. Head stays in line, mine was a little dropped. Two more. And then if you want to get a little more aggressive, initiate it with the shoulder blades, and then see if you want to roll up a little higher. You may come all the way up, keep those glutes squeezed, hold at that top, and then exhale down, inhale, prepare, exhale, slide back to your range. Couple more, and then if you prefer, just go back to that first one. And we're going to relax here. Going to bend the knees and windshield wiper. All right. This next one's going to be a wee bit challenging. So we're going to come up onto our forearms as if we're doing a plank. We're gonna stay in pre-plank for a pretty good reason. That slippy-slidey is in front of you. Shoulders out of your ears, lift up tall through your spine, pull your collarbone back, pull your ribs, lift your belly button up, and your hips come off the ground. So the only thing on the ground are your forearms, your knees, and your toes, basically. You're gonna cross that right arm across to give you a little extra support. Left arm here. If you already rolled onto your right thigh, even it up. Slide it forward and pull it back. As you're doing this, you're not rolling your hips, right? Now, if you wanted more challenge, you do it with that right arm straight out. I don't want more challenge, thank you. Come down. Let's flip that around. So now I'm going to bring my left arm across. Right hand is on the slippy-slidey. I'm going to pull the chest back, collarbone, abs, everything up, and then sliding forward and back. I'm using my triceps a little bit, but mostly I don't want to tip onto that left side. And bring it down. And roll back over onto your spine, please. Left knee stays bent. We're going to bring that right knee in. Bring it over towards your armpit. Cross it over towards your left shoulder. Feel that stretch in the hip. Bring it back to your right armpit. Maybe open it the other way. Back into your right armpit, across over to your left shoulder. And then one more time through the right side, over to the right. Pivot, grab that with your left hand. Maybe put your fingers between your toes, get movement with those toes and feet. And then we'll flex that foot, just like we did a minute ago for that hamstring stretch. Movement through your foot if you'd like. Shoulder back and down as best possible. Think about that bunny, back of your head, gently press. Extend that leg, you can stay there or move your hand down, movement through there. Back through center you go, hand slides down to your hamstring, left leg out, flex through that foot, flex through the right foot, push the thigh into the hands and the hands against the hamstring. Hold 3, 2, 1, release that, see if the leg might come a little closer, try that one more time, flex through the heel, press against the hands and hands press against the hamstring. And release. Arms into a T, circle in one direction and then the other. And leg gently down. Left side hopefully feels much longer. Bend that right knee. Hug that left knee into your chest. Bring it over to the left side. Feel that delicious stretch. Bring it over towards that right shoulder. Big stretch on that left hip. Back through center and over to the left. Even further, letting it open up. Haul it back through center, through your left armpit, over to the right hip stretch. And one more time over to the left inner thigh. And then back to center. And we'll crisscross it. We're going to grab with those right fingertips if that would feel good. Create some separation between those toes. Play with your tootsies. Massage that area. And then pull back, flexing that knee down. And then extend. Hold on wherever you can. Right leg stretches out, flex through the heel. Hands move to the left hamstring, flex through the heel. Push the hamstring against the hands, and yet the hands against the hamstring. Don't forget the bunny under your head. And then release, see if you can come a little closer. And then once again, press, 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 press. And release. Bring that leg down. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh, pivot open. Let's just hang out there for a moment. Then slide that left heel in. And you're going to gently drop everything to the left. Right foot lands, left outer hip lands. And use your left elbow to help push that back through center. Reach around, grab your right knee, hug it in, bring it across to the left shoulder, and then reach for that left knee to tuck it all in. So that should be a nice deep stretch on that right hip. You're welcome to stay there, or right arm can go to the side, and you can guide those legs into a twist. And again, we'll use that left elbow to press everything back up. Left ankle across the right. We did passive at first. Then bring that up and in. You're going to reach for that left knee, bring it up and across towards your right shoulder. Then reach for that right knee, tuck it in behind it. Big stretch as you pull those over. And again, you're welcome to stay there, or you can guide them into a twist. Then you'll just roll over onto your right side. Use your left hand to bring yourself up. Ooh, and then we'll flip over. Hands and knees. We're going to bring those hands out front. Undulate forward cow and back cat. Bring it to that boxy shape. We're going to cat to the right, cow to the left. And reverse that. And then tuck your toes. Neutral spine, hover, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it back. Walk it wide. Pedal those heels out. Bend those knees. Drop those booties. Hands on your thighs. Cat and cow. Big deep breath in. And we have curtsies and curtsies. And gratitude. Thank you guys.